Once upon a time, in a sprawling city, stood an ancient hospital with walls echoing with eerie tales. The corridors, winding and dimly lit, had been host to strange happenings for decades. At night, when the city slept, whispers of unseen footsteps and distant, melancholic cries filled the air. The residents of the city had learned to avoid this foreboding building as much as possible. On a gloomy, foggy night, a nurse, assigned to the oldest ward of the hospital, tried to stave off unease as she made her rounds. Her footsteps echoed through the empty hallways, and the dim light cast long, moving shadows. As she entered one of the decrepit rooms, she noticed a small, lifelike doll perched on an empty bed. The doll's dress was tattered, yet it exuded an unsettling charm that beckoned her to come closer. With hesitant fingers, the nurse picked up the doll, studying its eerily detailed face. Suddenly, the doll's eyes sprang open, and it curled its painted lips into a sinister smile. The nurse gasped, dropping the doll, her heart pounding in her chest. Panic surged through her veins as she realized she wasn't alone. Before she could react further, the hospital's lights flickered and then went out, plunging the entire building into darkness. Blinded by fear, the nurse stumbled through the oppressive blackness, feeling pursued by an unseen force. Her breathing grew ragged, each breath sounding loud and desperate in the otherwise silent halls. She navigated through the labyrinthine passages, her imagination conjuring images of ghostly figures and shadowy apparitions lurking around every corner. The fragile grasp she had on reality began to slip. With daylight, the nightmarish torment ended. A morning team found the nurse unconscious on the cold marble floor. When she awoke, the terror in her eyes was unmistakable. She recounted her harrowing experience to the hospital staff, who listened with skepticism. The doctors dismissed her tale as a figment of an overstressed mind. However, her fellow nurses exchanged knowing glances, having their own stories of inexplicable occurrences. In the days following the incident, curiosity led some hospital workers to unearth an old, dust-covered record from the archives. Its yellowed pages revealed the tragic story of a little girl who had passed away in that very ward many years ago. The girl had been inseparable from a doll, describing it as her only friend during her lonely days in the hospital. The discovery cast a new light on the nurse's terrifying experience. Was it merely a coincidence? Or was the doll reliving its past owner's sorrow and longing? The unanswered questions hung heavily in the sterile air of the hospital. Such eerie mysteries enveloped the old building, ensuring that its chilling legends would remain part of the city's folklore. Whether through fear or fascination, the haunting presence of that doll continued to stir the imaginations of all who heard its tale.